What's up everybody and welcome back to the video. I hope everyone is well. I'm fantastic, thank you for asking. Today we're going to go in for a deload session. I've also got physio today as well, which we're going to take you through as well, because it's something that I do try and take or stay on top of is like physiotherapy, osteopathy, to try and keep my body working and functioning the best that it can be. Especially now that I'm a professional, weird to say, but I want to invest more into that, so that's something we're going to do today. We're going to take you through a deload session, and then we're going to explain everything around deloads, how to do it, why to do it, are you doing it, and why aren't you doing it. We'll sit down and we'll talk about all that and just explain that. But otherwise, guys, sit back, relax, enjoy, and we'll see you in the next clip. Both my pecs just feel super tight.
Okay.
Right at like the higher part of the tissue, right across both sides.
You really balance, so that's so good. Like normally guys are usually like one way or the other, so it's so good. Cool. Can you just go with your hands up again as we did last time? Now it's even, it's not as bad as it was before.
I feel slight more tension in this one.
Yeah, you can even see it. It doesn't go as hard, it just goes down. Just take a deep breath in for me and breathe out. All good?
Yeah.
One more time. And breathe out for me. Yep. Oh, sweet stuff. And again, breathe in for me, breathe out, and just relax down. Sweet. And again, deep breath in, breathe out, and just relax down. Nice. I genuinely love your mobility. It's so cool. Is it okay? Mm-hmm. Good. And relax, okay? Feeling dizzy?
Yes.
Yeah, let's take a second. It will just do its job. If it's ever too much, let me know.
Okay.
Just go down.
Oh my god, what is it?
Yeah, it will literally just like suck it in, like massage it, put the red light on it, so it just warms it all up.
Oh my god, I've never seen this in my life.
Yeah, no one's using it. It's from America.
Is it like a suction cup?
Yeah, but it does its own job, so it's like working with the muscle on its own.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, whenever I use it, I was like, I never seen this. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's cool. It's much smarter than the other cups. So guys, the method of madness today, we have a deload session now. You guys are going to say, Josh, didn't you always just take like 4 or 5 days off when you did a deload? And the answer is yes, I actually did. I used to take that completely off. 5 to 7 days, complete rest, because it was, for me, it was when I was all in for a session, for a training block, we didn't change volume too much. So I could afford to just stop, because it's the quickest way for me to reduce fatigue is just to stop for a week and then pick it back up. But this time around, you guys know that we kind of started with the baseline volume, we accumulated up, we're then going to drop back to half volume and then start again and then accumulate up. So what we're doing here is half volume, literally taking whatever amount of sets I used to do and halving it. So obviously for a lot of push, it's just one set. So I'm going to take it up to the top set, do one set, leave it, and then I'm done. So it's going to be a much shorter session, and all you're going to see is just one set, and we're done. And we're going to go out and we'll talk to you about the whys and the hows of the deload. So set one, here we go. Right, and so first deload session done. Now, I think there's a few things to address about deloads, is that they're not the same for everyone. And you've got to consider a few things when you're taking them. Like, are you changing your volume? Does volume stay the same? So, for example, for me, like I used to train with my volume always the same, and I'll just progress the weight on bar. That was my volume driver, was how strong could I get in this rep range on the same exercise over 10 to 16 weeks. And I say 10 to 16 weeks because usually around the 10 to 16 week mark, you know, depending how quickly or slowly I accumulated fatigue from those sessions, would dictate when my deload is. Now, there's a few indicators for a deload. Maybe progression slows down, maybe appetite starts to dwindle, maybe sleep starts to get a bit harder, maybe just that you have a general bit of fatigue, brain fog, just feeling a little bit lack of motivation. All of those things can be indicators of a deload's needed, or just some time away is needed. And the rate at which you progress your volume will probably be correlated to the rate at which you deload. So for me, this time we increased volume very, very quickly over 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So I accumulated fatigue much, much quicker, which is why I have to deload a little bit earlier. Now, there's a few ways that you can deload. Like I said earlier on, I don't know if I'll prefer, I probably would just prefer 5 to 7 days completely off. I think for me personally, I'm so all in quotation marks, with bodybuilding, it's quite nice to just be all out for a week, because you know you're going straight back in the deep end the week after, rather than like what I'm doing this week, because it's a little bit different. I'm obviously going to keep doing it, and I'm going to keep trying it because it's something different that I've not tried before, and you got to stick to the plan. But going in and kind of having like half sessions, I find it hard to get my head around it, because I just want to go in there and work hard, even if I don't necessarily feel like I want to. Like, I still will go out and do that. So that's another way that you can think about taking your deloads, is that, you know, can your brain handle getting away from the gym? You know, because a lot of people, training is their mantra, training is their mental health well-being, it's their escape, you know, and people can't actually fathom not going to the gym. So for you people, your deload would be the form of just backing off in training, half your volume like I'm doing, maybe do one set, maybe take, you know, if you're working at 10 out of 10, come down to 6 out of 10 for the week, or 5 out of 10 for the week, and just allow yourself to recover that way. Or if you're someone like me who perhaps just enjoys the time away sometimes, like for example for me, I'm actually going to Croatia tomorrow for 5 days, so you know that would be a perfect time to take 5 complete days off. You know, try and time these things the best that you can, maybe go away for a weekend or whatever, and understand those things. So when to take a deload, when that accumulation of fatigue is there, depending how quickly your volume is, roughly 10 to 16 weeks if you're not changing volume, and it could be anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks if you're increasing volume pretty quickly. How long? I'd always do a week, a minimum of a week. A lot of people want to try and do like 3 or 4 days, because at day 3, day 4, guess what? You start to feel pretty good again. But actually you still have some fatigue, some looming fatigue in the bottom. So I would always say for about a week if you can. And then how should you deload? I would either half your volume, reduce your intensity, or I would just take a week completely off. And should you be deloading? If you're not working hard enough, in my opinion. I think you should be pushing hard to be able to teeter on that boundary of too much. If too much is here and the maximal growth is here, like, you know, you're going to be floating around there. The only issue is the higher and closer to too much that you are, the quicker you hit too much and the quicker you have to deload. So, you know, try and teeter just below it the best that you can. And that is my recommendations for a deload. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously want to get the physio in there and the osteopathy that I kind of get as regularly as I can. Really, really important to keep the body functioning, especially if you're trying to be a top athlete and function the best that you can. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. We'll see you very soon. Peace and love, everybody.